There it is. There it is. There it is. What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? So, we took last week off and my co-host is on a plane. And so I was able to get my dude, Coach Carrick Seals, on at the last minute. I'm hoping that my co-host, Danny Wright, will be able to make it on and maybe jump on later on as we're on here. But right now she's on a plane headed back home from New Orleans. She works for a conference, the only HBCU conference, and so they're always got her doing something and flying her back and forth. But right now, welcome to Hits and Heels. We meet every Wednesday night at 9 o'clock. And we talk about sports. So it's called Hits and Heels because I am a football coach. I coach the Derby City Dynamite. I got my Derby City Dynamite gear on. We was just down in Nashville this last weekend, and we beat up on the Misfits. They mad at us. It ended in a brawl. It's funny. It's all get out because they was mad because we beat their tails last week. They was talking all kinds of mess, so we had to go down there and hurt their feelings down there in Nashville last weekend. And so I'm excited about that. But Coach, thank you for coming on as my guest tonight.
Yes, ma'am.
We gonna keep it real simple, and we just gonna have the conversations that we always have when we on the phone.
Well, first off, I just want to thank you for the time that you've given me to come on your podcast, and I appreciate you over this past year supporting us at Big Things Kentucky, and Coach Bernard and Coach Green and everything they've been doing. So, and I also want to make sure I make a shout out not only to your ladies football team, but your Crawford Middle School team, who has been to our middle school championship in the past 5 years, I believe 3 or 4 times. 3 times, right?
4 to 5, and
y'all are doing big things over.
We gotta get over that.
Listen, guys,
get over that hump.
Look, hey, but the being able to get to where you all are, and I guess that's some of the stuff we're gonna talk about today, right?
Right. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Man. So let's dive in. You had an opportunity. We talked a couple weeks ago. You gave me a phone call.
Yes, I did. Guys, I'm kind of a straightforward person. Okay, so I got blessed again to take up a couple different positions, and work. Just to know what we all do and how I try to work. Did I lose you? Okay, but I got offered a position in one of our local. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got offered a position in one of our local middle schools, Leestown Middle School. Very proud, the Chargers. And I was asked by Mr. Sterling Ward, who has been there since 2008, and just won the championship. And a great championship game against the great Crawford team that we were kind of talking about earlier. Mr. Ward had finally made it to the championship, wins it, and had to battle throughout the playoffs and the season, going neck and neck with that Crawford Middle School team. So, but Mr. Ward wanted to step down, and he asked me to be that person to take up the reins. And the honor that I have, the honor that I have for him, his family. I know he's coached me. He's coached my brother. I know many people in their family have been supportive of me for over 20 years. But I did not take the position. Why? And Miss Terry, you can tell everybody you will co-sign me with this. You have to have coaches with you. You have to have team as a coach. I cannot serve students, I can't serve people without having a good group and a good team with me. Never would I walk into a situation and try to lie, manipulate, fabricate what I am or what I am not. I see my weaknesses, but I need people with me to help me build those weaknesses. And I could never give a group of young people who deserve to have 100% of me as a coach. Now, let's also remember, I'm not a quote unquote young man anymore. So I got a family, I got a wife. If my babies come running in here, they should be in bed right now. That's where they're supposed to be. But you all will know, look, I got 3 babies in the house. They all over the place. And I wanted to make sure, and my wife was gung-ho. She said, yep, let's do it. It's all for you. She wanted me to be able to do that again because she knows how much I love doing my full-time coaching. But I needed to do it the right way. And guys, I guess I got to let you all know, one of the main people that I wanted to come with me was this lady, Miss Terry Mims Bryant. I called her husband, who happens to be the head coach of Crawford Middle School, very successful head coach, who also was my mentor 15 plus years ago when I started out. He coached with me in my first group of kids ever. He coached with me. And, I've known him since I was a little boy, Cisco Bryant. If you all need to know the name, it should speak for itself. He's been good to me. Miss Terry, of course, I coach your daughter. That's 13 years ago now.
11, yes.
Woo. So I'm getting what you say, old in the tooth. So, but I knew that Miss Bryant and what I saw in her forever. I tried to get her to take over our high school basketball team about 5 years ago. So I'm like, look, I need good people, and I don't care. And Leestown, never nothing negative against them. I needed the right people with me. And I did not want to walk into a situation where I limited those students, those families, that school, because they got a dang good group of kids. They got a dang good faculty. They got a dang good staff. And if it wasn't right, I wasn't going to do it. Nick Saban, I know people love talking about Alabama, but when he came to Alabama in 2006, that was not the Alabama that people knew from 1950s and 40s and 60s. They were trying to get themselves back to a point. And he sat down with boosters. He sat down with faculty, staff. He sat down with administration. He said, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to do. And you all can't get in my way. Leestown didn't even think about getting in my way. They were ready, but I needed to have the right people. And if you don't have the right people, I know you can have your ego, but guys, 10 years ago, I was head coach at Winburn Middle School. And I got called on a Wednesday evening. We had practice Thursday, and we had a game on Friday. That was one of the craziest things I ever had to deal with in my life. I must say, for myself, with all the pain and tribulation that I went through that year, man, I dropped everything and got married. That's how much that got me. So it made me really realize what coaching was, what life was, what family was. And that year, and I can tell y'all, of course, I have to remember it because I tell everybody I married my wife on November 13th after that football season, because that's when I proposed, because it took so much out of me. And I want to make sure I say blessings to Coach Tim Burdett. A lot of people have been coached by him. He passed away a few years ago, but he came and helped me at the end of that football season. And he was wonderful to me and helping my students that year. And it means so much because I've known him since I was a little old boy, and he coached my brother coming up. But Miss Terry, I'm telling you, I couldn't do it without good people. And I literally, guys, I called her husband and her at the same time. I gave my whole little spiel. Look, it sounded like I was proposing to her and her father. And I was like, and I'm like, look, I need good people. And I wanted to start it with what Miss Terry's doing. And guys, if you all don't know anything about this person on this podcast, you talk about a true blue, a true human being, somebody that cares. Look, I'm around a lot of folks, a lot of parents, a lot of families, a lot of students, just like you all out there in TV land, right? But man, there's some genuine folks sometimes. And when you see them, you better keep them around you. And Miss Terry and I, y'all don't know, we just got off for 2 hours, two-hour meeting.
2 hours.
Trying to keep 2 hours. We just got off of that. And then we try to get other stuff together in life. But that's how this works.
Went to track practice.
Yes.
I stopped and got gas after track practice. I had 10 minutes to get on the Zoom that we was just on. And then I was like, oh my God, I got to start my podcast because I had already canceled it last week and I didn't want to, I didn't want to cancel it again. And so, oh my God, that's how our schedule is, right? But you just got to make it happen. So I love what first of all, I didn't get you on here to talk about me, first of all. So but I appreciate you bringing that up. But
it's your show. Look, Stephen A always says it's his show.
I really do appreciate it. But one of the things that you talked about is just putting a good staff in front of you. We've been very fortunate. I mean, this will be our fourth year, but this will be our first year where we'll bring our whole staff back to Crawford. Right. So I think our first year, we lost a coach because his son graduated from Crawford. I think his son was on the team, and then he kind of went on. And then the second year we lost Coach Black he's at Tates Creek. Now I think he's the JV coach.
Yes.
So he took a promotion. He went from middle school to high school. Plus that he lives in that area and he also works at Tates Creek Elementary, I believe. So that just was a better fit for him. And it made sense for him to go there and not stay at Crawford, right? So we weren't, we still wasn't no bad blood that we lost. Oh, we also lost Coach White. Coach White was our offensive coordinator our first year, and his schedule was just too much. He's got his own podcast. He also took on a new job, and he just had too much going on, and he just wasn't able to, to be an offensive coordinator the way he wanted to be it. Again, when we do stuff, we want to do it the right way. We don't want to spread ourselves too thin, and we want to make sure that we're committed to the process. And so that was just really, really huge, because you see it, you just see too much. I look at Calipari. So it's March Madness time, and I look at Coach Calipari over the years, and to me, it's obvious that one of his weaknesses is X's and O's when the game is on the line.
Yes,
and I just don't understand why he won't hire somebody that's really, really good with X's and O's when the game is close. To help him out and to help him over that, something that's a weakness for him. Right. And so I don't know if he recognizes that or he doesn't recognize that. But sometimes as a coach, you have to let go the ego part. And the best thing for you to do is actually to get people better than you.
Look who I called.
That can help to elevate you to the next level. I just remember when my husband first took the job at Crawford and he asked me to be his assistant head coach, I was like, what? And I was blown away. Because again, I was thinking about you and, I can just count so many other people that would have been, I felt way more qualified only because of their knowledge of the game, because your knowledge of the game is going to be way more vast than mine. Right. I'm still learning a lot of the terminology, even to this day.
You're doing well. I tell you that. You're doing dang good. I tell you that.
To this day, I'm still learning. It's still a learning curve for me to this day. And now he still has to get on me because again, I still am self-conscious about what I don't know because I haven't been in the game as long as most men have. But that doesn't mean that I don't bring to the table what he needs. Because I know him as my husband. So I know what his weaknesses are. I know what his strengths are. And so I'm able to come at him a little bit differently than maybe somebody else was. Plus, we're in the same household. So our conversations get to last until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes because you can't do that with everybody else.
That's fire.
And so we're able to kind of feed off each other. In that aspect that a lot of other people don't really get to have. You can't just be on the phone with your coaches and stuff all night and be able to, hash that out. And I know that a lot of men also, don't have the opportunity to have those same conversations with their wives. Like, well, what do you think about such and such? And I'm telling him, I just think he's slow coming off the hash. He's a little slow.
Yeah.
I just don't think such and such sees the field good enough. I think maybe we need to pull him maybe from from running back, and maybe try him at wide receiver, or maybe put him at the slot, or maybe put him some, or tight end or someplace else. But I don't really think he doesn't hit the holes hard enough for me. There's just so many things that you can have a conversation. Cisco can have a conversation with me. Coach Bryant can have a conversation with me that a lot of other male coaches can't necessarily have, especially as a head coach with their wives at home. So we definitely, he definitely has that advantage. I think that a lot of
that's a
male
super
coaches
advantage
don't necessarily have, because their wives don't necessarily know the game that extensive.
Right.
Right.
Personnel is always something that you can look at too. Like my wife, look, I'm not ever gonna ask her what she thinks about me trying to run an amoeba defense. Okay, that's not happening.
Right.
But when it comes to specific students that I have connections, and one of the big things too that, and let's bring this up, mental health and wellness, right? We know we're hitting that big bang, and the students that we work with on our side of town, you and I share students. I get your students after they graduate from you all. We know that we have a lot of supports that we have to give to them, and I gotta say, I know I'm praising you guys again, but the dynamic of having a female on an all male staff, it helps so much. When we were at Bryan Station High School, your husband may tell you, I had a sports psych come in to speak to some of our kids and our coaches first, to help with this new age, this new time. The big time colleges do it.
It matters right now.
It matters. Yes. And being able to put your babies in the best situation. Sometimes you got to understand there are things that your kids don't even know. I have a high number of students now coming from many different cultures and backgrounds from around the world, and getting them to adjust to the game of football. This is a United States of America game. Okay. It is not soccer. It is not lacrosse. It's not field hockey. This is our collision sport. I had a family of individuals from, I believe, not Uganda, but one of the Eastern African countries, I believe. And I'm sorry, Tanzania. And they were great athletes, very good in the classroom, had all the parameters. But you know what I had to learn? They did not want to block because they felt that they were doing something incorrect by being physical offensively. But you put them on defense, they did well. But we had to learn that. And I had to see, I needed to be able to evaluate. That's a little bit deeper. And coaching style. They didn't come from a coaching style which was aggressive and, hey, put forward. They didn't come from that. So their response was completely different to my coaches when it came to that. And we had to learn. And man, when we put those kids out there, it took them so long. But it built them. And some of those babies have been doing wonderful. You can tell at Bryan Station High School, so many of kids that have come over in the past few years have been very successful after the split. I call it the split. But they have done very, very well. But when you have kids coming from different areas, and man, I just think it's so dynamic what you and your husband have done, and the fact the administration at you all school, guys, people watching this, if you got anything to do,
he's the
when
bomb.
It comes to the sport, boy, you have to have leaders at the top. If your school doesn't care about winning, if your school doesn't care about the success, it matters. A coach we can go get Bill Belichick right now to coach your local team, Pop Warner or whatever. But if the leadership does not care,
leadership don't care, I'm always reminding people, sports saved my life. And I always remind people with my story that sports teaches so much life skills that you don't get from other sports and that you don't get from not playing a sport. Football, I think, brings the most to the table because it is a collision sport and it's so physical, right? I'm getting ready to be 53 this year. And all my years of working, And all my years of working a job.
Y'all gotta understand. I thought this lady was my age when I met her, y'all. See, she over here telling y'all her
I
age.
know
Go on now.
Coach Bryant he's gotten accused of robbing the cradle a couple times.
Robbing the cradle, yeah.
He's like, hey,
Yes,
how old is your wife? Oh yeah, he done got called out a couple times talking about what's up with you with the little young tender. He's like, they're all 40. Y'all talking about?
There you go.
But my point is that it has really taken a difference between who I've had as supervisors, bosses, even co-workers. The difference in them and those that have played a sport and those that have not played a sport. Because even on the job, you still have to be some type of a team player.
Yes.
And when you don't have, when you've never played a sport and when you've never had that dynamic, oh my God, they're the worst. From my experience, I'm not saying that just if somebody's on here, you never played a sport, that don't mean you can't be a great leader. I'm just saying from my experience, the worst people that I have worked for and the worst people that I have worked with did not play any type of sport.
I love having teammates. When I go to my job, I really consider my own teachers, educators, administration, support staff. They are my teammates. And I try to get that over to them. And I do also have a bias towards people who understand teamwork. If you just on the chess team, I'll take it. Because you understand we are doing something to get to a point. I believe our meetings, when we're doing well in the meetings that we have, it's because we know how to work as a team. Some stuff you ain't going to agree with. But when we're going to bring this up, we bring it in at the correct meeting at the correct time. And we don't let things pass over then. But we don't try to go behind, negatively destroy, upset. But we work together. Okay, how can we get through this? What's the best way? What do you all think? How do you feel? All those things come in. So when we're out there and we are on that true battlefield, okay, we know we got to adjust. Hey, don't put Carrick in that situation. Don't put Terry in that situation.
Absolutely.
Okay, we need to make sure. But I know what he can do. I know what she can do. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's do that. And one thing with students, they're still developing. They ain't old like us.
Right.
They have so many other things inside of them that can be built. And if you give them time, they'll show you they can do something that they ain't never done before. And I know everybody uses the Michael Jordan analogy. He got cut. He didn't do well early. And all of a sudden, boom, this thing sprouts. You have babies. They're not going to be Michael Jordan every time. But those students, they're going to do that. When it comes to your teammates as teachers, educators, or working in industry as you do, it's somebody going to come in there. Look, I got every degree in the world. You know that. But if y'all took me up there to that line, what you got?
You wouldn't know what the
heck was going on. Yeah, you like, so what you doing? Hey, man. And I'd be like,
man, you holding the line up. I need you
to hold the line up.
You gonna be looking at me
and I'd be like, look, I'm trying, y'all. But you give me time. You show me what to do. You're gonna be mad at me. I'm gonna get it. And the thing is, I like being a teammate. I don't want to let my teammates down. And that's one thing too. If young people are watching this, not just for your sport, when you get out there in the real world, I don't care if you're working at McDonald's. Be a teammate. Work with your group. I know y'all see stuff, and I'm not telling you, but this makes me kind of silly. You all probably saw a month or two ago when a young lady, they were playing a joke on another lady who was working the front register. They turned around and said someone came to play a joke on her, and the manager and the person working the fries, the first person flipping the burgers, all of them said, "Hey, no, you're not coming in here with that mess." And that's a good thing. That means they got a teammate. That means that place is going to be taken care of. That means if the restrooms are dirty, somebody's going to get it taken care of. If somebody spills something, if a child gets left behind, that place. I'd rather go there where I know they're going to take care of their teammate standing at that front area taking money, and not leave them alone and make a TikTok video out of it, but make it something realistic, as in being a group. It matters. We are social animals. Look, y'all, my dad's a sociologist, so he be on me about that. But humans are we're social animals. We need group. I think that's one reason why we love our soccer across the world and our football here in the USA, because we are social animals. We love being around one another. It matters. It matters so much.
I mean, that's just facts. I mean, especially, when you're at a game together, or like right now it's March Madness and UK's playing on Friday.
Woo.
Everybody, we were just talking about on our last meeting. We was like, okay.
Look, you had to look. I don't know. Miss Brad at the time, she was predicting what time, how much we gonna get out, what's gonna be the next game. Yeah. I was like, boy, I had myself on mute. I was laughing so hard because y'all was on it. Y'all had that together. Look, we were making decisions for an hour and a half.
We was like, okay, if they play at 3, we got to give them time to finish the game in case it goes into overtime or something like that. Okay, so we're going 7. So we done gave.
Yes.
Because everybody was like, okay, we are watching UK game. We all had that. We're going to watch UK. Louisville's not in it, so we probably don't have nobody. So after UK, there's probably there might be a couple other people that might like a couple of teams. Somebody might like Tennessee or somebody else, but we knew that the Kentucky game was the priority, and so we had to work everything around the Kentucky game. Tomorrow, the Douglas Clears are playing at the KSA championship, so we didn't have nothing around that time.
Sweet 16.
Right? So we had to make sure that we schedule our time around what we love. Right, so that's why this time of the year was the best time for us to manage stuff, because football season is not in. I'm not really. Cisco's actually playing football, coaching baseball. So I'm not sure. But he's got. I got practice on Saturdays. We got track season is in right now. So we got a lot of stuff going on, and so we, when we're into sports like we are. That's our whole life, and so we just figure out a way to schedule around it. When you have multiple kids like you got, and all the kids are in a different activity, you gotta work around that. But we wouldn't have it any other way. We just left Louisville last night, got home about 11:30, 12 o'clock because he had another. They had the National Paul Hornick Award winner that was there, and we got invited to there. Of course, we're gonna go anytime we have an opportunity to be around greatness like that. And the kid, we got to meet Jack Collette from Oregon State, who was the winner. But I was just amazed at all the other past winners that was there, like Odell Beckham, and I was like, oh my God, what a great honor.
What his hair look like today? What his hair look like this time? Because
I don't know what his hair look like.
He be doing it up.
I think he was on Instagram the other day with his son, and I couldn't see what it looked like, right? But telling what it looks like, right? But those are some of the things that as sports mind. That's why I started this podcast, because me and my co-host Danny Wright, we were both coaching football at the same time, and of course she had nobody to talk to, and then I didn't really have a female to really talk to, because there aren't a lot of females that are coaching football. So we ended up getting tight, because she would tell me the problems that she was having, and I would just give her some feedback, and then sometimes I would have to vent about some things too, and there was nobody else that we could really talk to and really blow steam with, and so our conversations end up just getting really, really heavy, and we would just start talking about some of the other stuff, and so that's how we was able to birth Hits and Heels, because and I could talk sports all day. We could be here all day, right? So, Carrot.
What I want to ask you, let me ask you this. I got to ask you this. You are a Cowboys girl, okay? You all don't know I'm a 49ers guy. I do not hate these Cowboys, not because of the W's or whatever. I don't hate them. You know who I hated? The 1990s Cowboys. because they used to beat my butt. I couldn't stand Michael Irvin dunking on me, Alvin Harper dunking on me. I'm still mad about that 92 NFC Championship game. That wasn't no touchdown. I'm still mad. I was a little boy. It wasn't no touchdown. Y'all used to beat me. Oh, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. Now, respect-wise, I respect the HELL out of y'all. But, boy, you want me to talk about I couldn't stand it. Here come them Cowboys. I couldn't stand them. Jimmy Johnson, respect the heck out of Jimmy Johnson, okay? Leon Lett, okay, defensive line for you guys. Charles Haley, who left the 49ers. Woo! Hey, we got to come back to that. We got to talk about that. Look, and you all's great offensive line, okay? Nate Newton, Kevin Gogan was in there. Brother Williams. I think Williams was the best of all of them, even though he got into that big car accident. But got you all's offensive line, and I know this sometimes hurts Emmitt Smith's quote unquote legacy. I don't think it should for like totally, but I comprehend. But that dang on offensive line, they were devastating. Okay, y'all would drive folks back, just lean on it. Now remember, of course, Mark Logan played on those 49er teams. Coach Burdett over at Henry Clay for a long time played on those 49er teams. And so I got to hear a lot of those stories. And of course, Cornell Burbridge was precursor. He was with Michael Irvin and them before they went on their big run. So getting to hear both sides of that specific rivalry from that era and learning about it and just asking a billion questions. I don't hate you, Cowboys. I don't hate them. I think Jerry Jones is basically a genius in what he's able to do and how he's able to make the world work.
He's an idiot.
He's still able to. He keeps that camera on him.
Like you're right. He has put some great teams together. I think that if he wasn't such a micromanager, that they would have.
Now
that they would have more championships, because I don't think he gives his coaches free reign, especially Garrett. I think Garrett had Jason Garrett in his back pocket, and Jason Garrett was a yes man. That's why he couldn't keep Jimmy Johnson, because Jimmy Johnson was not getting ready to be a yes man and do what he wanted him to do. And I think I think that if he would have did right by Jimmy Johnson would probably still be the coach, and they'd probably have who knows how many championships right now had Jimmy Johnson. Of course he's 80 years old right now, almost 80 years old. So I don't know if he still would have been coaching right now, but I do think that he could have gotten a couple of more championships, because there was a couple of teams that was there that was just right there. It looked like all the pieces was there, and we just really couldn't understand why they just couldn't get it over, just couldn't get over the hump. As much as people hated Tony Romo, I mean, he did a great job.
Tony tried.
He did a great job, and I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand him, right? Because it seemed like right when we really, really needed you was when he would kind of choke.
When he messed up, I know.
When he really
situation and everything,
messed up at the first time ever, and so as I look, of course, I get lots of grief about the Cowboys. Cisco's a 49ers fan, and
that's the next part. Y'all in that house together. I know that's
so fun. Oh my God. I don't take it personal. People that are non-Cowboys fans have made the Cowboys relevant these last 20 years, because they ain't did nothing since 96. Right? They've not did nothing since 1996. So I don't understand why people keep
still pushing.
They help keep the Cowboys relevant by making the memes and always having the dog the cow. I don't see nobody else saying nothing about any other team that loses except when the Cowboys lose on social media.
You all stay on TV and social media. And the thing too, I have to say, now in my life, I don't have the Cowboy people on top of me. Now, 25 years ago, Oh, I couldn't get away from it.
Couldn't get away from it.
I couldn't get away from it. Couldn't get away from it. See, we were living in Alabama back then.
Oh, what part of
People
Alabama?
weren't Dolphins. Birmingham, Alabama, honey. Birmingham, Alabama.
Mobile, right?
But I know. No, I know. I thought you were a Texas girl. That's why I always thought you were a Texas girl. Look, my mama's family. That's where we live, Birmingham.
Yeah, I love Alabama. Alabama's my first love. But living here, it's hard not to be a Kentucky fan.
Yeah, now, I understand.
I lived in Louisville for 2 years, but I did not become a Louisville fan. But when I moved to Lexington, it was hard not to become a Kentucky fan.
They take you in. They take you in. Yeah,
they do.
See, my family was in Alabama. We were, of course, Alabama State, Alabama A&M. We were split between the HBCUs that we all went to. So, University of Alabama wasn't big for us. If anything, we had a little bit of connection to Auburn. So seeing this Alabama now, this Nick Saban stuff. Oh no, this is something different. This something different.
Right. Yeah, because my uncle played at Alabama State, and I have a lot of my family that did attend. Yeah, my uncle played football.
All right, Magic City Classic
with Big Lunch. Yes. Big Lunch.
No, man, no, Lunch. You talk about who?
He's a principal in Louisville now. He calls himself
okay, wait. Yeah, wait. I know you talking about. Yeah, yes. I've met.
Him and my uncle played football at Alabama State together, and so,
really,
it's a small world. It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. So,
man, look.
and then I have family in Huntsville, so I have. So they're right there where Alabama A&M is. So yeah, I'm totally familiar.
Man.
Yeah, that's all.
We are so big.
Yeah, that's our home.
That's what we do. Hold on. I gotta throw this at you. Deion Sanders leaving Jackson and that whole situation. What's your thoughts on that one now? Did y'all get to talk about that one?
We've talked about it a couple times. I think I thought it was a good move. I felt like he wanted. This is what I love about Deion. Deion is all about setting his kids up for success.
His biological children.
Children up for success. And and I love as a father that he's using his influence to do that. And I felt like he's setting Shedeur up because I think he felt that Shedeur wasn't getting the proper accolades to be a Heisman
Trophy candidate. Yep.
But I think that with coming to a Power 5 school, and if he's able to do what we think he can do on a Power 5 level, and they have some success, that I think that they won't have a choice but to at least give him a look or a nod as a Heisman candidate.
Yes.
Now I absolutely admire that all his kids followed him. And they don't seem like that they're upset about it. I know that Shiloh, there was an issue with Shiloh in the championship where he didn't play. And I didn't know what the story was with that. So I don't know what the story was with that. And I think I just lost Coach.
Now right here, everybody calling my phone. I'm sorry. Look, you popular. Look at you. You got everybody calling trying to see.
So I don't know what the deal is with why Shiloh didn't play in that last the Celebration Bowl. Is that
the Celebration Bowl?
Yeah, I don't know why Shiloh didn't play in that game. So I don't know what was up with that, because he said that he wasn't happy with him. But but I don't know if it was because he was like,
I thought it was a regular team situation. I thought it was a regular.
I don't know what it was. I think Shiloh was liking staying in Jackson.
Yeah,
because he had already had left South Carolina, right? So now this is going to be his third school, and then I think because I think he's actually graduating from Jackson State this May, right? So I don't know if that has something to do with it, because at first I was like, dang, will he be able to transfer again? But I didn't know the rule was that if your coach leaves, you have 30 days to transfer, and it doesn't matter if you already had transferred, right? So that still made him eligible to be, but I didn't know that rule until I learned that rule because of him, right? So, you just learn the rules as they, kind of as stuff happens, because you just really don't.
I know ain't that it.
You know what I mean? I was like, dang. I said he's probably, because that's what I thought. I thought the first thing was he was mad that okay, you're going to another school, and I came here following you from South Carolina, and I done already transferred. So now I thought he would have to sit out a year.
Yes.
Right. But that's not the case. He, because the coach was leaving, he still had a window. It's either 30 days or 45 days where he had the opportunity. All the kids can still go into the transfer portal if your coach leaves, which I think is great information to know, because again, you don't never know what these coaches are going to do.
You do not.
You don't never know when they're going to get fired. You don't never know if they're going to
get
someplace else. And I love that they allow those kids to be able to enter the transfer portal if they're there because of that coach. It's the coach that recruited them. So I'm glad that they don't make those kids stay stuck. Or punish them by making them have to sit out a year if they want to leave because the coach leaves. Right.
I want to say what we call a public service announcement. I have a lot of students, a lot of young people that work with me in the realm of education and sports, right? And of course, my family is all about education. We have athletes. We not like Coach Brian. We didn't make it a big time, but we are a whole family of athletes that are academicians. But what I really want to get through to young people, families, moms and dads, uncles, aunties, grandmas, grandparents, all that stuff. Please be aware of what your student is walking into. All right. College is a business. It's a business.
Them coaches is making big money, and they're trying to keep their jobs and stuff like that. And so they're not getting ready to bring your child in, and your child isn't coming in
matters.
and handling their business or living up to the expectation that they look like on film. Right.
Exactly. I'll tell you one thing I tell you. My brother and myself, and your husband saw us play. We were great athletes. We did very well. My brother got recruited really well. I did too, even though I'm not a big guy. But the biggest thing that happened when we ended up going to University of Louisville, my brother had a track scholarship. I was all academic. I didn't make it because of my football prowess. I was a dang good football player, but it wasn't happening. We was going to Orange Bowls back in, guys. Let me tell you, they kept us on the roster.
Because of your grades.
Because of our grades. Kids, young people, please pay attention to what you're doing. It matters. Please do not think that your grades don't matter. They do. We're not lying to y'all. We're not fabricating. Yeah, you may have it easy. Yes, you have to do it. You have to. And I swear, communication with a teacher, it matters so much. Talking to your teacher, make a relationship with them. I'm telling you, they're more willing to help you. And I know teachers can come off certain ways. I understand you may think one way or another about them. Please do your best. I had issues with teachers too. I made great grades, but that does not mean that your future is not in your own hands too. Okay, please make sure you put that forward, because it's a lot of stuff that happens, and you don't want to be limited just because of something simple. You did the work but didn't pass the paper in. That happens a lot. All right.
I posted it. I think I think Coach McPeak had posted it, and I posted it in our
Nathan McPeak or Gary McPeak, because we know we got Nathan McPeak, head coach of Douglas, guys, head coach of Douglas High School.
So he posted something where the difference between your grade point average and the percentage of schools that are available to you.
Yes, tell it.
And that made the difference. I know a lot of kids right now that they're mad. They don't understand why they don't get these. Why they didn't get the offers that they felt like that they should have gotten. But then I can recall a couple of times where they were this close to being ineligible for a game. So I'm thinking like, okay, if you're battling with being ineligible, then apparently you ain't got your grades together.
Yeah, got your grades
but if
together,
you pull Ty Bryant and get a 4.2 GPA, you ain't got to worry about it.
What'd you say?
Whoever calls,
4.2.
Whoever
That's
calls,
right. That's right.
Whoever calls and whoever's available, whether it's an Ivy League or whoever, because he did get an offer from an Ivy League. Now those options are available, right? And now you can pick and choose where you want to go, and now you're not having to settle for, okay, this is you got this place, and all 5 of them is 10 hours away from your house.
Man,
right? Because that's another thing that when I had Coach Prince on here, he hones that one real big. You know, when you're making your decision as a family, how far are we willing to go? You know, we're here in Lexington, Kentucky. So if I'm only willing to go 2-hour drive, no more than 4-hour drive, we're going to ride a circle around Lexington. Okay, these are the places we get. Okay, of those places, who has my my major? You know, because I know some kids that went to a school and the school didn't even have the major that they wanted. Why did you even waste your time there? Now you're in a transfer portal because you got to go. You know, because they don't have your major there. So those are some things as a family, these parents have got to sit down with their kids. Okay, what, you know, and of course I know my daughter for a fact changed her major at least 4 times when she got to EKU. So you got to at least have a general idea of what you want, because a lot of times you might not necessarily know what you want, but you got to have a general idea. But I do know a young lady that, you know, went to school, and then, you know, the coach left. She got a new coach. She went to transfer portal, but she never should have been there in the first place because they didn't have her major that she wanted.
There are horror stories, guys. Please also note, let me also do a shout out. I have an ACT prep program that I've been doing since 2006. Got an LLC. I work with a lot of kids here in Fayette County Public School System. We start with about 7th and 8th graders, and we get them to just go out and take that ACT. Now, yes, is it out there that schools are pushing the ACT away? Yes, it is. However, please be aware, guys, schools still take consideration with the test. All right, it's not fully eliminated. So don't look at it like, oh, I don't have to do it. No, do your best to try to take that test, okay? There are groups out here, organizations out here, and other people that will also help you. You don't be afraid. You have to take advantage of it. And please don't wait. Don't wait till your senior year to do it. Do it early. And our motto is early and often. We try to get kids involved early and often, taking that test. Coach Bryant's older sons, man, I was paying for their test 13, 14 years ago, and they would do better on the test. You go up at least an average of 1 point. We've been blessed to have kids go up 5 points, 8 points. A lot of kids just need 2 or 3 points to get the eligibility grade that they want or score that they want. Absolutely. But you want to make sure you're getting ahead of the game, because this is a business. And here's the thing.
Start with the grades.
You got to start with your grades. That's it. You got to start.
It's a student athlete. So you got to start off as a student first.
Yes.
Has to come first. And if you're struggling with like getting your homework and stuff like that in high school, it's going to be worse when you get in college. If you think that you can go to college and think that you're going to be successful, if you're already struggling in high school, you got to get that stuff figured out your freshman year. You got to get it figured out.
Got to. Oh, intervention. I work intervention, and I work enrichment, all right, at the Success Academy in Fayette County Public Schools. So I help students who not only are doing the best, but I help students that have exceptional needs. Always look at yourself as being able to do, okay? Don't look at what you can't do, all right? Specifically when it comes to garnering and garnishing an education, okay? If you're into this sports stuff, I'm not sitting here going to tell you that you got to come up here and get that 5.0 or that 4.2 like Ty Bryant, okay? but you can hit that 3.2. You can hit that 3.1. All right. Yes. Look, and please, I know this, I hear this a lot from some students, you know, as long as I'm passing. No, that's not going to do nothing. That's not going to do nothing.
Because now you're competing with other kids that's passing. Yes. So now a coach has, you both are right here. Okay.
Yes.
The coach can't make a decision on which one you want to get. Okay. It's going to come down to, okay, well, what's his grades like? Because you got to find something to set you apart from something else. So if y'all are both athletic and you're both right here, I'm gonna go with the kid with the 3.0 all day.
Yes, all day.
Because I don't want to have to be sitting here worried about whether or not he's going to be eligible. You still got to be eligible in college.
Yes. And look, when it comes to that cutting time, guys, be ready. Because let's jump into this college thing. Those contracts, those are scholarships. And those things can be 1 year. You can have it all and you think you're ready to go. And you make it to that first year and you don't get the grades you think you're supposed to have.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye. It is cutting time. It's a real show. You can't make it back up. See, here in Fayette County Public Schools, we have what is called as SBDM councils. So each one of our 70, I think we had 72 schools right now. They have most of them. Yeah, because if you add the special programs in, like the ones I work at, so yeah, it's a lot of schools because you count all the elementary schools, all the middle, and then the high schools. So we got a lot of elementary schools. But when it comes to those sports, you want to have the GPA that is required by your SBDM. Some schools have 2.0, some have 2.5. So you need to pay attention to that. All right. If your school,
and I think that's too low.
I
think they're setting athletes up for failure by setting it that low, right?
Yes.
And I understand why they're doing it, because they want athletes to have the opportunity to participate, right? Because and I don't care what nobody says, athletics drives academics.
Yes, it does. Look at the SEC. Look at the SEC and what they've been able to do in the past 15 plus years. It's been 15 years. Look, the SEC wasn't dominating the world in football in the 80s and 90s, okay? In the 70s, we talk about USC, Texas, and Oklahoma, all right? And Nebraska, Florida State, Miami. No, it wasn't the SEC, but the SEC said, hey, we got to do this. Let's find a way. And they changed it. They used it, and they made it their way. Guys, you got to be ready. Again, I'm telling you, it's business. This is about ESPN and CBS and NBC. All right. It's bigger than you. And guys, let me make sure I say this too. It's a whole bunch. Ty Bryant, and I'm sorry I keep picking on Ty. Ty, you out there. I'm not trying to pick on you, boy. I've known you since you were 3. Okay. Ty Bryant is special, yes, because he had the whole wraparound. And we're not expecting everybody out here to have a 4.5 GPA.
Right.
But you got to remember, you may run a 4.40 or lower, okay? You may have the GPA that's a 4.4, okay? Character. They're going to start asking questions about you. They're going to ask that teacher that you can't stand, or that janitor that how you treat people. They're going to ask, and they'll go around, they'll take a 4-star, you a 5-star, and they'll be like, hey, Deion Sanders said it this past week. A kid came into his office talking about me. He's like, oh, I can't have him. And he set up some controversy a week before that with some things he said about his evaluation of his young
evaluation of his players, of how he chooses his players. Yeah.
Please don't act like that stuff doesn't happen. Please don't act like I'm not saying it's right, but it's happening.
Nothing that wasn't true.
He didn't say nothing that was a lie. And maybe he didn't say it how we wanted him to say it. Guys, absolutely. Look, it's so much stuff. You don't think that those conversations are had? What type of conversations do your grandparents have when you walk in and they talk about the young person that's hanging out with you or the person you dating? They're going to tell you how they feel, okay? Right. So you need to be ready.
I mean, we talk about that even with Ty, with his association.
Yes.
I mean, he had one of his friends come here, and they get grilled too. Well, what's your GPA like? One of the kids came in and was like, oh, I got something or whatever. I said, you can't come here no more.
Ooh.
Not up in this house with no phrase like that around my
school. Ooh. What you tell him? Sit there, I take his pencil. What you say?
When you get your grades up, come holler at us and we might let you come back. We might let you come back over.
Look, guys, that's a nice house too. I used to live around the corner.
Hang around. And so if your GPA is already at a 4.2, you're not getting ready to bring him down. You can raise your level up to where his level is.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's what we do in this household.
Yes. Hey, right? Guys.
So that's the stuff that they don't understand. People think Coach Brian and I are crazy like a mug, but they respect us.
Respect
because we know
standards.
We know what it takes to get to an elite level.
Yes, been there.
We, we're successful in the workforce.
Yes.
So there's nothing that you can. We've been through adversity. Everything wasn't easy for us either. So you can't come at us with nothing and think that you're going to get over on us. Right. And I started back at track at Crawford, and I told him, I said, we don't need y'all here. I said, I won 2 state championships with seven players. Seven runners.
Tell it.
And it's 50 of y'all out here. I said, we don't need y'all. I said, so if you want to come out and play, I know how to win. I know how to win. I said, I got 5 banners sitting up in there. I know how to win.
Yes.
In multiple sports. I said, so you're not getting ready to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. But but if you want to learn and you're coachable, I can help you get to the next level. And I told him, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna go through adversity. It's gonna be hard. It's supposed to be hard. I said, but the ones that win are the ones that are able to overcome that and embrace that. All it is to help you to grow. Right. And so, I mean, that's all we do and that's just all we do as coaches. That's just how we do it. But, sometimes we come across a little bit harsh. Coach Bryant can't stand talking to the parents because he's like, I'm not getting ready to play with y'all. I'm not getting ready to deal with y'all.
Let me tell y'all.
I'm not getting ready to tolerate y'all not picking these kids up on time. We are the first. Let me brag about my baby.
Go on. And I want to say something too about that. I got to say something.
Crawford football been there?
Woo, we talk about 1968. I don't know about y'all's activity bus.
So they
don't give me the line.
Activity bus forever. When we started, there was no activity bus. We don't have 6 o'clock is not long enough for us.
Yes.
So if y'all want y'all son to play football, you're gonna have to pick them up, and you better pick them up on time.
Yep, there you go.
And guess what? 4 years in,
don't have no issue.
We don't have no issue.
No issue.
About nobody complaining about why my son can't take no activity bus. Well, they don't have
no issue. Play. They don't have to. No, and it matters.
Because if you want to play on this team, there is no activity bus. You're gonna have to pick them up.
Folks clamor to play for you all, and I know that for a fact. And y'all know I'm all over the place. Y'all know. Okay, and let me make sure I say this: coachable. Guys, you can be the best. You can be the best. You can be the best. You can have everything. But if a coach cannot communicate with you, it'll be all over. It'll be all over. You have to find a level of responsibility within yourself and understanding within yourself. Sometimes you got to shake your head. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you just have to do it. It sucks. And I'm not telling you to do this in every situation in life. I am telling you because you have something that you have been provided, a gift. I don't go religious on everybody, but the Lord gives us some gifts, okay?
Absolutely.
And if you get that gift,
level of talent.
Some of you guys have it out there. We don't want you to be a has-been. Nobody wants that. And we understand there's going to be differences. I was a hell of a ball player, guys. But John Nocta will tell you, legendary coach of Bryan Station, getting me together at a young age, I did my grades and everything, but I was wild and silly too. And I had to understand how to be coached. I had to understand how to be talked to. And yeah, I didn't take getting fussed at well. I didn't. My dad never fussed at me because he never had to. I did what he said. He was Mufasa, you know what I'm saying? But he was my father and my mother, they had me. But I didn't know how to get fussed at. I was so used to doing what I was told. And I thought that, okay, I need to just be quiet. And I didn't understand, so I blew up. Guys, I know there are going to be conflicts with your coaches. Guess who helps me with annuities and financial banking now? John Nocta. I can call him up right now. I can call John Nocta up right now. He's answering that phone for me. And we battled when I was a little 15-year-old kid, 16-year-old kid. We battled. All right. It can change, y'all. And I'll tell you, Coach Brown will tell you, I'm not the guy that's running up behind people. Okay. I'm very straightforward. to my own detriment.
That's how we are. We're very straight. Yeah, we're
very straightforward. And one of those things about Coach Bryant, I gotta say,
okay,
this man, you all lost the championship. Y'all played a legendary season, legendary game. First time 2 African-American males went up against each other. And this man had his wife on his side. I thought that was beautiful. Please, guys, oh, it was so beautiful. Coach Bryant's parents lined the visitor side of the field after that game. Quiet, not negative, not cursing, not making excuses. The students sat quietly while the coaches spoke. Let me tell y'all, and I know we got to go, but that matters. And I grabbed Coach Bryant because I had to interview the winners and because I was doing big things Kentucky. But I grabbed Coach Bryant, and I know he was upset, and I've known him forever, and he knows you're not supposed to talk to him at the game. I didn't give a damn. I grabbed that man, turned around, I said, listen to me. You look what you did. Look at those people over there. You mean something. Miss Bryant, your family, we appreciate y'all. Y'all keep on working your butts off for this community. We need y'all, all right? And we need more people like y'all and future people. There are future coaches out there. We need y'all too. Kids out here need help, all right? They need help. Families need help. Folks need advocates, all right? I'm not telling everybody to come be an educator. Don't be a teacher like we all. You can work wherever, but you can come help in the evenings. You can help in the mornings. We need people out here because everybody doesn't have that. So, Ms. Brown, I just want to make sure, look, when you ask me, come on, I'm like, look, okay, I got to get on here. I'm sorry I get to get back to you. I've been doing everything in the world. Okay. You know it. But
I appreciate it. Hey, this was absolutely fantastic. It was exactly how I knew it was going to turn out. I knew it was going to be off the chain. I knew we was going to hit on some just important topics that people needed to hear from a different perspective. And you know, and I knew you was gonna knock it out the box. That's why that's why I asked you, right? You know, so I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for coming on. You know,
we coming. I'm bringing the girls up there one of them games now. You know I'm coming. So y'all be ready. Look, we got to get to something. Look. No, don't be trying to be bashful. Look at y'all being bashful. No, we got to.
No. I can't wait. I can't wait. So our first game is gonna be April the 22nd. So we're still trying to lock down Kentucky State. I don't know if we're going to lock down Kentucky State for the first game because we have to give the league a month's notice for our games per our contract with the league, with our league. But they just got a new coach. And so we've kind of been going back and forth. But they're doing something on the 22nd, but theirs is going to be like from 12 to 2. It's not going to be like a full spring game, but they're doing something. So we're going to try to see if we can kind of piggyback where they do their little thing from 12 to 2, and then we come in about 5 and then do our game and hopefully we could do that. If not, I'll definitely be announcing it. It'll probably be in Louisville or Indiana, someplace where the first game will be. But we're hoping that we'll be able to establish a relationship with Kentucky State to be able to do that. Because you know my quarterback is Olivia Wong now, but Olivia Burdett, I think was her maiden name. My quarterback is a Bryan Station alumni.
Well, come on now. Now you know. Let's see. You don't have me up there acting up now.
Right. So I'm so
be the defending kingdom, y'all. Don't be defending kingdom.
No idea. I'm so proud of that. And I'm gonna throw another one out here. So Talia Livers is supposed to be on my team. She's kind of been hitting and missing. So if anybody knows Tay, you know, get
the Livers family.
Reach out
God
to
bless
her.
you.
Reach out to her and ask her if she's gonna play, because I think if enough people bug her, she'll come do what she's supposed to do and come out. She has been
great athletes in that family, man. Great athletes.
Play football.
Great athletes. Yes.
You know, I would love to have her out. You know, so I would love to be able to showcase both of those players from here, from from Lexington, especially just to showcase them, and of course Olivia is also a Kentucky State alumni as well. So so just alone that my quarterback went to Bryan Station and to Kentucky State.
Green and gold, right?
Yes, I mean she's green and gold in it
all the way,
right? And so I'm hoping that'll help bring some out. And then we hit like when they got on pads, besides the big booties and the curves and stuff that you can tell that they women, they hit. You can't tell. Let me tell you something. I posted my O-line.
Oh God!
Can't nobody get through I'll put my O-line against any high school.
Anybody.
Including Bryan Station and
Douglas.
I'll put my O-line up.
Hey, Taste Creek's on the come up. Let's look out for Taste Creek this year. They supposed to be on the come up, so I want to see what they're gonna do.
I believe Taste Creek's gonna be on the come up, and
let's see what they're gonna do.
I believe that I forgot his name just that quick, but I think
Coach Gay and Clay.
I think it's on the come up, but Dunbar is also gonna come up.
Oh yeah, Coach West. Coach West at Dunbar. Oh yeah, he been doing a great job. We gotta give him all types of credit.
I'm not gonna lie, Coach Lawson is my dude at Lafayette.
Yes,
and I'm praying that they get it together over there. He's my dude. I have lots of respect for him.
He had to clean up a lot, guys. East Side, y'all need to give him as much time. Give him time. He's got to clean up a lot. That's not that he walked into something. He's trying to make it better than what it was. Okay, give him some time. Give him some time.
And I think that's one of the things that people got to start giving some of these coaches grace. You can't expect a turnaround in a year or 2 years or something.
That's not how it works. I mean, that's not how it works.
When we took over Crawford, they had just came off of a championship. They had just lost a championship game. Now we rebuilt. We didn't have a whole lot of kids come back. But every year we've coached, we don't have a lot of kids that come back.
Y'all don't.
We don't have what Hayes has, where they get their kids from 6th grade all the way to 8th, all the way to 8th grade. And I'm not knocking anything with Parks and Rec, anything like that. But it would be nice if kids, I can see 6th graders maybe playing Parks and Rec, but once they hit 7th grade, God, they need to be in the middle school so that we can build up all of our, our middle school teams. And that's how we build our programs at the high school. The reason why Frederick Douglass is the success that it has, you got to think, it's been Hayes and Crawford battling until this year.
Yes.
Until this year.
But they still Hayes was still in the playoffs. They were still in the Final Four.
Still in the playoffs.
Still Final Four.
Both of those teams who've been battling in the championship game for the last three years.
Yes.
Feed into Frederick Douglass. So now I can't wait until this upcoming season, because our babies in our very first year will be seniors this year. And so, so we got them all the way down from senior all the way to freshman, or have our impact from Crawford. And our babies start when they go over there too. They are impactful. You can tell, we've had our thumb on them, or our hands on them when they go to Frederick Douglass. And we love that. We love that.
Yes,
this will be our first year. We'll be bouncing back and forth between Bryan Station and because Cisco's back in that.
I know he's back over and killing it. He's killing, man. I'm so happy to get him back.
And he couldn't wait to be back in that green and gold.
I know.
Right now, he's back in the green and gold, coaching baseball, which is actually his first love. So excited, and I'm so excited for him because he's an outstanding baseball coach. I don't know which one he's better at. He might be better. He's a beast in football, but he might be a better baseball coach than he is a football coach. But he's such a beast in both of them, right?
I gotta give him another shout out. Why? My father has always thought very highly of Coach Bryant's umpiring and refereeing. Yes,
his officiating.
He is always my dad. And my dad can be very critical, and I'm not saying he's at every game anymore. Daddy 88 now.
Right.
But Coach Bryant has been one of the major people around here that my pops has graded out and been like, look, hey, you got to give Brian a lot of credit for trying to call it down the line. So and that comes from my pops.
Yes, and what you're not going to do is you're not going to argue with him about the rules.
No, you better have read that book.
You better have that book down.
Updated book, not 3 years ago.
And you better make sure that you got the right level, right?
Right.
If it's Pee Wee, don't be quoting no NFL rules, NCAA rules, because that's not the rule at that level, because he knows the rules on each level
Yep.
And you're not
Yep.
getting ready to argue. And that's the only, he's never gotten thrown out of a game. He doesn't, he doesn't get, the only time he gets upset is when you give him calls and stuff like that. And that's not the rule. Make sure you, as an official, I told him, I said, I don't know why you don't do coaches clinics. I mean, not just coaches clinics, but officiating clinics. But also,
he got to rest sometime now. I saw him over there cutting that other man's grass next door. He's so nice. I'm like, man, what are you doing? Look, you got to rest sometime, brother.
He cuts our grass. He cuts the neighbor's yard too.
That's I see him. I see him, guys. I used to live right around the corner from him, y'all.
And needs another knee replacement. He'll do it on a bum knee and everything. I mean, he's just. I mean, I'm not gonna lie how lucky I am. I'm always reminded how lucky I am because he is the bomb.
Look, y'all know me. I'm into that black love there. Y'all know me. I say it to y'all all the time. That black love, y'all do it.
I just came out in another. I have to send it to. I'm about to show it to you. I came out in another magazine and they named it Love and Football and they talked.
I gotta get on that.
The magazine is called Significance of Sports and Athletics.
Mm-hmm.
And she created the magazine because she's on that level of NCAA, and she said there just wasn't enough commentary about us and what we do. And so she created her own magazine, and she featured me in the latest magazine, and she called it Love and Football because again, nobody has I don't know too many people that has our story. And I'm not gonna lie, I now absolutely love it, and I'm gonna feed on it as much as I can, whatever we can do to.
Please.
But I love helping blended families more than probably anything because we are a blended family. That's probably one of the hardest things I tell people. One of the hardest things I've ever done in my life is be a stepmom.
But you were strong, and I saw it, guys. I saw it. Y'all saw it. I know it.
Hardest thing
you did a great job. You did a great job, all of y'all. Y'all did a great job. Y'all did a great job. That's all we got to with that ending.
Say about that.
Everything we did a great job.
So if anybody is struggling in that area, we definitely need. So as you guys can see, Coach Carrick Seals is the bomb. Get help with your ACT, all the scoring, anything with mental health. He's available.
We're extending too with individuals who are in college taking standardized tests, praxis exams and GREs, people going to graduate programs. We're trying to extend that. We got it approved through our bylaws. So we know students are still broke. You're broke in college, you're broke in grad school. So we're trying to be able to help with that. So we may not be able to touch
on the whole NIL and how that's going to change the game.
Look, see, you have to give me back on.
We're an hour and 12 minutes in. You can talk all day, so I'm gonna have to bring you back.
Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it. And we're gonna get you in. We can't wait to see you again this fall on Big Things.
I can't wait to be on Big Things. I love me some Big Things, Kentucky. Them my dudes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, baby. So thank you so much for attending, everybody. Hey, Hits and Heels. Go to youtube.com. You should be able to just put in Hits and Heels. We're the only Hits and Heels on there. It should come right up. We're also on Facebook, Instagram. I don't know if we're on Twitter. I'll be forgetting where all we at, but we're on most of the social medias. Go ahead and share. Go ahead and like and share and all that good stuff and subscribe. And so we can go ahead and grow this channel. But we're putting out some good information just like we did today. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you. Love you. I'll see you next time. We'll have you on again.
Thank you. Bye, Dale.